Howdy y'all and welcome back. This is not so much of a product review, it's more like a show and tell. So after picking up this 6-inch Model 25, which is a 45 Colt Smith & Wesson, I got the idea, I've got this old Galco gun belt from when I used to shoot SAS, cowboy action shooting, and wouldn't it be cool if I had a holster that would actually fit on this big old beefy dude? And so that sent me to the internet. And sure enough, enter the number 5 BHL from Bianchi. And thought, you can find these new, but then it would look weird because it'd be a new holster on this crusty old belt. So eBay, right? So that sent me searching and checked out a whole bunch of different options for 6-inch in frames or 6.5-inch in frames. And just kept coming back to the look and style of the Bianchi. No tooling or anything weird. It kind of matches the plain, untooled leather of the Galco belt. And the russet color, I figured, would probably be close enough. And then I found this particular one, and it was listing for like $20 or something when I got in on the auction. And it climbed a little at the end, but still well back of book on, compared to buying a new one. And it just has the perfect amount of gunge and wear, patina as we call it. Let's take it over to the table and get a closer look. All right, I got the garage door open, trying to get as much natural light on this as I can. You may hear some ambient noise in the background. I apologize ahead of time if that happens. So this is pretty much what it looks like. It's a little darker right this minute. It's still just a tiny bit moist from steaming it earlier, and that did kind of darken it. But it is really a very, very close match to the accent pieces. This flap and the loops. And the background belt itself is just a hair lighter, but overall a really, really nice match. And if you look, you've got some narrower slots for up to 1 3/4 belt, something more like you would wear through your pants. And then it also gives you this big old 2 1/4, and that is pretty thick as I'm running the double section of it right there. That's pretty tight, and then as soon as you get past the flappy part there, it is, just enough to slide without too much hassle, yet it's not going to go anywhere. So that's super cool. Obviously, you've got, this gun is safe and clear for the nervous Nellies, but drops just in like so, snaps real tight, and it is super, super snug. Have a nice little piece there to protect your rear sight. And obviously this was made back in the day when we didn't trip out quite as much about having an exposed trigger. However, it is a double action revolver, and the hammer is well locked in there with the thumb strap. Also, even if you undid the thumb strap and tried to pull the trigger, the cylinder's not going to rotate. It's not going to shoot, y'all. So it's, it is an older design, but that's kind of the point, right? And to go along with my eBay find holster, went ahead and added a new super old, kind of crusty, beat up, probably faux turquoise and like some kind of pot metal, what do you call it, German silver, nickel something, old belt buckle that was like $15 shipped. And it just kind of rounds out the look, I think, of kind of a 1950s, kind of maybe the mid 60s, kind of a lawman rig or something like that. I don't know. I'm enjoying LARPing around in the backyard with it. So now I have 3 different configurations I can run on that same belt. I have the Galcos, which are old. Well, I say old, they're about 30 years old. And this is a cross draw setup, so this is the cross draw, and then there's a strong side. Or I have a double strong side, meaning they both go that way, set that are custom made by an old friend of mine many years ago. And a pro tip, if you want to run a rig like this, and you're not super hung up on looking period correct, because the period correct way would be no belt and suspenders. But if you just want sort of something comfortable to wear around on as a ranch rig or something, it is a great idea to get one of these kind of EDC style belts. Like this one's Blue Alpha that has no buckle under it. And that way you're not fighting a buckle underneath a buckle, or you don't have to get all weird and turn it sideways or whatever. Just a nice streamlined setup to go underneath a rig like that. So that's kind of all I got for this one. Just wanted to share. It's fun. I like to have a holster for every gun that I own, even if I know that I'm never going to carry it, because I don't open carry generally. Like I said, this is more of maybe a ranch rig or a range day rig or something like that, but not anything I would actually wear out in public. Although it is funny that I could walk around my whole ass neighborhood wearing that and nobody would bat an eye. And I'm in a completely suburban neighborhood, but it's also Texas. So anyway, that's all I got for this one, y'all. Until next time, be easy.